Monique. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hey, Jordan, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So what I'm going to get right into it. So what questions do you have at this point and what can I help you with?
But really, I'm still getting familiar with Funnelbolt.
Okay?
I mainly want to learn how to set up onboarding
Okay.
emails when a client signs a proposal.
Okay. So what type of business are you?
I do marketing for car dealerships.
For car dealerships. Okay, and you want to start a onboarding sequence whenever they sign a document?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what system they use to sign that document?
I use my own. I use a Doc Sketch. Is what
Doc,
I use.
Doc Sketch?
Yeah. DOCS.
Okay. Is that a free?
Yeah, it's DOCSKETCH.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find it here. Doc Sketch. Right here? Does that look right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
All right. Perfect. So the question is, how do I start it? How do I start an onboarding sequence when someone signs my document, right?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. So for this, what we're going to do is, do you have a Zapier account?
I do.
Perfect. So do you see what I did just there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Doc Sketch, we're going to choose the app. We've got Doc Sketch, and then we're going to do document completed. Okay. And what we want to do first is come into, let me change my account here. What we want to do first is create the campaign
Mm-hmm.
that you want to send. And that's going to be create campaign. And then I'm assuming if you're working with car dealerships, um, are they signing this document like in person or are they signing it online?
I sent him an email to sign the proposal
Okay, so
online.
it could be any time of the week, 7 days a week, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would do is I would just leave this at all days selected, uh,
Okay.
and then onboarding, send after signature, something like that.
Okay.
Name it whatever you want. And then we're going to send them an email 1 minute after they sign because that's what we have. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to say, welcome, whatever your email is.
Yeah.
How many emails would you like to send them?
I would say just one for now. And maybe one every day.
One
They
every.
don't sign it the first day.
Okay.
Up to 7 days, I guess.
Okay. So, hey, Elias, how are you? So what we're gonna
Hi,
do?
Jordan.
How's it going?
Great. Thank you. Sorry for running a few minutes.
No problem. What we're doing is we are setting up a trigger to initiate a welcome sequence after someone signs a document in DocSketch. So that just happens to be the system that Monique is running. Obviously, this can work with whatever system you're using. So that's what we're working through now. So we'll work through this quick, and then I can answer any questions you have then, Ilias. So we're going to be like, welcome, and then pull that first name in and then just write whatever you need to write.
Okay.
And then for the next day or however you want to stagger these emails, we're going to add to the sequence here, and we're going to do email as well. And this time we're going to have it send at a specific time. So generally speaking, I like to have on the first day upon opt-in, we'll do a relative time. That way I know specifically when they're going to receive it relative to when they sign up. On the second day, I'm just going to have it at second day right here. And of course, I probably don't want to have it send at 2 a.m., so I'm going to have it send at maybe like 8:30. Something like that.
Okay.
So, and that can be as many as you want. So have it send day 2, day 3, and then save that campaign, and then you should be good to go. And then what will happen is with once you save that, you're going to come back in here and you are going to have, do you have any custom fields that are going to be in that form that they sign?
Just company name, certain dates.
Okay. So with that, with the custom fields, whatever necessary information you need in that campaign and on that form, go to, so it's important to do this before you set the Zap up. That way everything references properly.
Okay.
But you go to your contacts and add custom field. And if there is something in here that is missing, you can just add it right here. So if I want, you know, I don't know, is credit score one of them? Maybe. Credit score could be something like that, or date of sale, you know, whatever the case may be, enter that in here.
Yes.
And you're going to have it referenced under the correct account. Then when you come back in, document is completed. So something else you could do is if they have viewed it, probably what I would do is if they view it but they don't complete it, I would send them one campaign. And whenever they complete it, stop that campaign and then send a welcome campaign. That way you can have like 2 campaigns going on. So like viewed but not complete, and then once completed, you send a different one. So you could set up 2 Zaps here.
Okay.
So when it's completed, we're gonna go to the next step, and it's gonna ask me to plug my stuff in, and I don't have a DocSketch account. But then I'm gonna come here and pull the Zap in, and I'm gonna push the lead, continue, and this auth key is going to reference what contact you have in here, or what client account you're in. So you go to settings and grab this auth key, plug it in here, and then all of your fields are going to reference from DocSketch in these fields. And for the custom fields, if you hit refresh, it'll pull the additional fields in here. And then you can pull those from DocSketch. Then all you need to do is take the name of the campaign that you created and just copy this and put it right here. And then if you want to send it to a specific deal stage here, just enter that right here. So what you can do is have your campaign assigned to the deal stage, and you would do that right here. Tell it what campaign to send. Then all you need to do is send it to the deal stage, and it'll automatically execute that campaign.
Okay.
So that's how that would work.
Okay. Very neat. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Clear as mud, I guess.
Yes.
All right. All right. If you have any other problems with this after you do this, just let me know or tag me in the Facebook group, and I'll guide you through it specifically if that's okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Ilias.
Hey Jordan, I'm just jumping off here. I'm actually driving, so I
Okay.
just saw that you had a live, and I feel bad for not making the previous one, so I just wanted to jump in. But I don't have a specific question today,
Okay.
so I'll have more specific questions, once I go through the trainings and looking to. I'm looking at the solar niche because I've been in the real estate niche, and I feel like I could progress a lot faster. In the solar niche, it seems that it's 1 out of 10 rather than 1 out of 30 in terms of conversion.
Yeah.
And so just wanted to know if you have any particular pointers in terms of the overall sequences, if there are any best practices or templates that you could talk about, because you focus on a niche that's very close to it, roofing. So I was just wondering, what you could offer there in terms of best practices and templates and so on.
Yeah, for sure. So with solar, it is essentially it's two sales. You have to sell them twice,
Okay.
and that is where it becomes difficult. There is, of course, a lot of opportunity in the solar niche. It's just as long as you go into it understanding that you have to sell it twice, um, then you're okay. So that being said, my campaigns would be focused on that, and I would position myself and frame the argument both uh, around both problems to start. So the number one sale is you have to convince someone that they need solar, right? So you got to convince them that they need it. Most people by now kind of understand how solar works. They understand that it's generally economical, uh, depending on where you're at and tax credits and stuff like that. So there's some education that takes place there, selling them solar. The second part in convincing them that they need solar is why do they need to buy it from you? And that's where you can lose them. Uh,
Okay.
so if you position your campaigns in both, uh, kind of frame both of those problems up front, you are going to be in a much better position, because as soon as they realize that they do in fact need solar and want it, and it does make economic sense to them, then they're already ready to buy it from you. So whether that's, you know, the your the company's history, we've been around a long time, here's our reputation, here's our case studies, or if that is price, like you just sell price, like look, we source our stuff from, the best place on earth, and it's the cheapest place on earth, and you're also getting the best product on earth. Therefore, like there literally is no choice other than to go with us unless you want to pay more money. And of course, selling yourself as well. So that, I don't know what your role is. Like I'm assuming you are doing some marketing considering marketing, or are you considering
Yes, considering basically reaching out to solar companies and doing their marketing.
Okay. All right. So what I would say there, I want to be careful what I say because I am recording this. Um, Solar companies are going to be about the same as roofing companies, because a lot of roofing companies are solar companies, and it's
Mm-hmm.
generally the same type of person. Um,
Okay.
you will have a hard time. So the last thing I described in selling yourself to them and why they have no other option than to go with you because you're the best on the market. If it's you selling it, you can say that. If it's not you selling that, you can't say that. And you have no way to guarantee that they're going to fulfill in the way that you are actually selling.
Yeah.
And I say that because I've lived it in many a client in the roofing niche just politely just drops the ball like every time. So I'm not discouraging you from selling solar. You can certainly do it. I would just make sure on your B2B advertising. So as you are B2B so that you can be B2C to them. I would disqualify way more than you qualify. Like if you have a hint, if you have a hint of uneasiness about a client, don't take them on. That would be my personal recommendation to you. So I would try to disqualify more than you qualify, and I would never guarantee anything as far as, you know, we need X amount of leads and we need X amount of leads to turn into X amount of sales and all of that. Because even with solar, because you have to sell it twice, even if you sell the appointment, that doesn't always turn into a sale.
Yeah.
So you can sell the appointment and you get the lead, say you get 10 leads and you get 2 appointments out of those 10 leads, you know, set the right expectation of like, look, I need to know that you can actually sell this. So if I send you 10 appointments, how many are you going to sell? And then when they tell you they'll sell like 6 or 7, take that into like less than half, because that's like
Mhm.
reality. Um, and I would also ask for lots of case studies on the particular salesman who's going to be handling the leads, because if the wrong person is handling the good leads that you're sending them, they're not going to sell them.
Yeah.
So I'm probably telling you something you already know, but
Oh no, I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of priceless recommendations and advice. I really appreciate it, Jordan.
yeah. So
It
I
makes me realize that no niche, every niche has its particular challenges.
yes,
And sometimes, you paint, it's when you hear from other people, it seems like, oh, well, actually, it's going to be easier. But no, it
yes,
seems like every niche, it's going to have its own challenge. And it's good that you're sharing some of them in anticipation, because it's a lot of heartaches, but also time and money that can go into it.
yeah,
Not to mention the reputation of a potential client and how important that is to the end user and also to you as a provider.
right, yeah, and I would I would tell you this, and this lesson has cost me. I don't know how much money. It's sickening to consider because I know what the amount is, but um, what I have learned, and exactly what you said is true, and that's every niche has an issue. Like there's problems with every niche. The challenge is getting over that hump. So once you get over the hump, of course it's green pastures, because you've got 99% of all the marketers that are trying to get into that niche. And this applies for any niche.
Yeah.
99% that are trying to, make it in that niche, they quit. They don't get over that hump, and they don't reach exactly, the green pasture that they're looking for. But one thing I have learned, and so this would go to which niches are easier than others. A niche where the appointment comes to them is going to make you, it's going to be an easier time for you, because your leads your appointments, so you generate the lead, you generate the appointment, the odds of your customer making that appointment are so much greater than if you are providing leads and setting appointments for someone that goes to the appointment, because things always happen. So like roofers are always like, oh, I had an emergency call, so I wasn't able to make that appointment. Or I had a leak here and I wasn't able to make that appointment. Or a carpet installer, a tile installer is like, well, this job took me longer than what I thought. I got caught in traffic. Like the excuses are endless. But at the end of the day, they hold you accountable for those appointments ultimately, because that's your production, right? So
Yeah.
they hold you accountable for those appointments, yet they're the ones not making those appointments. So therefore, at the end of the 30 days or 60, 90, whatever your contract is or your trial is, they're looking at, I just paid Ilias $3,500 and he got me a lot of leads and he got me a lot of appointments, but I don't see any actual return on those appointments. Therefore, that $3,500 was a waste. And that's where, with marketing and a lot of these gurus that are selling things, it's like, do you position yourself as like a part of their company, or do you position yourself as just value? You can position yourself as part of the company after you establish trust and value and you've given them months and months and months of proven value. Then they can look at you and be like, look, if you hired someone off the street, you're going to pay them a minimum 60, 70K to do what I'm, like half of what I'm doing actually. And you're only paying me 3,500. How about we talk about, maybe 6,500 a month? I'm still giving you value because I'm giving you way more than what a marketing director would give you. But to start, if you focus on niches that the appointments come to them, they're in their office, you are generating the lead is setting an appointment that works for them, and the open calendar is there for your prospect. All the prospect or all the lead has to do is show up to the appointment. It's a guarantee that the doctor, the chiropractor, the lawyer, the whatever is going to be there when they walk in the door and they can sell them. So that would be my advice to literally anybody starting, and this is something that I've learned at a very expensive opportunity cost over the years. So
I'm facing that actually with a realtor right now because I committed to 50 leads or 15 appointments a month. And obviously, 50 leads may not cut it. I mean, contractually, yes, but I think from a value standpoint, they want to see the appointments coming. And right now, that's the whole of my process where I think I need an ISA service to help, book people to turn the leads into appointments. So I'm just trying to figure out how to optimize that process. Is it maybe a step that I'm missing in my funnel, or is it an ISA service that I need once the leads come in?
And the ISA service is basically going to follow up with that.
With the lead and just try to basically book an appointment with them or figure out, where they are in terms of the buying timeline.
Yeah. So real estate, man, it is such, well, you would know better than me. This market is so insane right now. I would think that any effort to make additional personal contact with the lead is going to help you. In terms of follow-up and like automated follow-up, are you sending texts to these people?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah, I have a sequence of texts and emails.
Okay. And so far, texts still are not proving to be like ultra productive?
Yeah, basically, in the text, I missed the invite to make an appointment. So I'm warming them up, but I'm missing the step where I'm kind of inviting them to book a call. And I'm realizing that now. It's like, oh, well, so that's one. That's an obvious one. But then beyond that, what's the best course of action beyond, that interaction?
Okay. Do you have don't give away your secrets, but how are you acquiring these leads? Are they coming into a landing page from paid ads?
Facebook, yep.
Are you doing forms, or are you doing to landing page?
So in one case, it's a lead ad. In another case, it's a
Have you figured out
conversion campaign.
which one is converting the best?
No, it's two separate campaigns with separate budgets and different geographies. But in terms of the one that I'm currently, where I have to deliver more appointments, is a conversion campaign. So it's I'm zeroing in on the ad set that is performing better and multiplying the ad that's performing best and trying to see where it's going to go. But once they come in, then there's a sequence of texts and follow-up texts, and then emails for them just to respond. Once they respond, then the realtor takes over. But I feel like right now she's so busy, my realtor, that she's probably not going to follow up in the way that she could. And also, I think in my sales pitch initially, I said the expectation that they're going to book themselves into your schedule when they're ready.
Yeah.
So that obviously something that is comes back to haunt me, because it's not something that I set up on the sequence for them to book themselves. So number one. Number two is I have to go back and just figure out what additional question I may ask to get them to figure out the timeline. When are they going to be ready?
Okay. So let's back up like just a little bit. You are multiplying your conversion ad. Have you isolated at this point which ad, the form or the conversion ads? Have you identified which of those is producing more appointments?
Yes, by far. Yep.
The conversion ad is?
Well,
Or which?
right now the lead, the one that's just the ad is just starting today actually, but the conversion campaign is I've zeroed in on the ad set, and within the ad set, the ad that's doing very well.
Okay.
So I've basically turned off the other ad sets and just focus on that ad set, and then within that ad set, the remaining ad is going to be multiplied to get more. But right now, the duplicates of that ad are not performing as well, but it's only been I think 5 days so far.
Okay.
But the ad is doing well.
Okay. So on your, I have two questions. One, remind me, is about you said you're duplicating the ad, but we'll get to that next. In your funnel, so from the conversion ad, you are sending them to a landing page and then a thank you page, or do you have a schedule in your sequence?
I don't have a schedule in my sequence. I have a landing page and then a thank you page.
Can you put a schedule in?
Yes, well, that's probably what I'm missing.
Okay, I would highly, 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 highly recommend doing that.
Okay.
And what I would do is I would have your simple opt-in, because you're basically going to get all their contact information from the calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have a simple opt-in. So I don't know how many things you're asking for on that first page, but I would minimalize it as much as you can, because you're going to get the good information on the form. Just if it's a text sequence, like just ask for their first name and their phone number. And then on the next page, I would put in massive letters, like, you're not done yet. Like, you're not guaranteed, whatever the urgency is. So if it's a home, like, I don't know what your lead magnet is, if it's a specific list or if it's
A specific list, yeah.
Okay, so what I would do is I would get information from your realtor. I would be straight up honest in like, hey, realtor, if I list a house today, how quick's it going to sell? In my area, things are selling like before they get listed, and people are offering like 20, 30K over asking and losing. So I would just say that on your next page. So I would have your opt-in, and then I would go to a calendar and I would say, wait, you're not done yet. Homes in this zip code are selling faster than we can, whatever. Make some like nice, honest, urgent headline.
Mm-hmm.
A calendar, something like, look, the only way you're going to find a home in this atmosphere, and I'm assuming my area is the same as yours, so I could be wrong, but I would say something like, look, the only way you are ever going to find a home is if you book an appointment with this realtor, and this person can show you exactly what's available in your market and add some other benefit, like you'll probably even know about it before it gets listed or something like that. I would add like 3 benefits of like booking a call right now with this person.
Okay.
Have them book it.
Yes.
Have them book it, and then have the thank you page after that. And so you'll have to. So what I'm telling you might. What would I do? I would, so you don't mess up your ad. Keep your conversion on that same URL.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to mess up your conversion, and conversion ads right now are working terribly on like 3, 4, 5 step funnels. Your reporting anyway is really bad. So keep your tagging the same. Just put a calendar in there. Actually, just keep the exact same page you have. Just change the text and put the calendar in there. Add another page for a confirmation that you know that they booked. And then what I would also do is set up. I don't know if you're using Funnelbolt. I assume you are. But what you can do is set up 2 different sequences. Hey, you didn't book yet, and thanks for booking. Put those in your pipeline. Hey, you didn't book yet. You need to book because houses are going fast, and you're not going to get one unless you contact her or him, whoever it is. Have that sequence running in your pipeline, and then have another sequence running where it says, hey, thanks for booking. By the way, your time is here. Is there any additional information we can know, to prepare for this meeting? Something like that, like just to like keep contact with them after they book. So I would do those things and see how that works. And then back to the Facebook ads. Are you duplicating the ad or are you duplicating the ad set?
Initially, I duplicated the ad set that was performing better. So doing the 3x3 method and then duplicating the ad set out of the 3 that did well. But then the duplicate of that ad set didn't do as well. So I turned them off late last week and basically started to duplicate the ad out of that ad set that was doing very well.
Okay. All right. Can I give you some advice?
Of course.
Okay. So think of the Facebook algorithm as like a big pie chart. And this is going to be terrible. So I'm going to do this. So you've got the Facebook.
I'm gonna stop here so I can.
Let me take the. I want to advertise for my. Facebook. I'll go. Okay. Right here. Here's your audience. Okay. This is my audience. Okay. So when you create an ad set, what you're doing is you are taking a chunk out of that audience.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I have a budget, when I set my budget, that's how much of the audience I'm actually getting.
Yeah.
Okay. If you duplicate the ad set, you are just adding another one of these. You're just adding another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happens is, oh, I got two more coming in. What happens is when you duplicate those and you don't change any of the initial conditions. So the initial conditions are going to be budget and your audience. If you don't change those, the duplicate becomes less effective. So what I would do if you have an ad set that is in what I would say like favorable KPI,
Mm-hmm.
duplicate it maybe once and just see if it outperforms it. If it doesn't, change a variable. So if you're running like a $10 ad set, change it to like 11.
Okay.
Or keep it at
By
10.
the way, I have all the ads running at 5, and I just multiply the ads. So if I want 10, I just multiply, I duplicate another ad of 5.
Okay.
Would you do it that way?
It depends on how big your audience is. I would say generally speaking, $5 per ad set is not enough.
Okay. Per ad.
Per ad.
Yeah. So within an ad set, I may have 3 ads, which would be $15 per day. So 3 ads are $5 each.
Okay. I hope we're talking about the same thing. So you have your campaign ad set level and your ad level, right?
Yes. So at the ad level, instead of having one running at $15, I have 3 ads running at $5 each.
Okay. You have your campaign set up different than what I would. I generally will run the budget at the ad set level and then let it decide which ad.
Okay.
So what I would do is you have your ad set, and in that one ad set you have 3 images, and set your ad set. So first off, if you have a campaign that's running or an ad set that's running that's like favorable KPI, don't touch it. Like don't mess with it. What I would do is start another one, start another ad set, and within that ad set, define your audience, set the budget at. I have mixed reporting on this. So some are like minimum $17 an ad set. I never go below 10 per ad set. So what I would do is within that one ad set, so you've got your audience defined in that ad set, run like 4 images.
Okay.
If you're testing. If you already know what images are working, run that image plus like 1 more. So see how that does, and what you would then do is like duplicate those ad sets. Don't add an image or change text or anything to an ad set that's already running. Duplicate the ad and make the change in that duplication, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Someday I'm going to go through, we're going to do like a deep dive into Facebook ads. It takes a lot to put together, and I've done some of it before, but with the recent changes, there's like a whole slew of other issues at this point. So
yeah, and I mean it would be valuable because I think a lot of the trainings have not really updated their basically their the training,
Yeah.
and so everyone is kind of in discovery mode right now, trying to figure it out.
Yep.
That would be great whenever possible. But I think what you've shared so far right now is incredible. I've taken great notes, helpful notes, and my question would be, if, because I recently deactivated some of the duplicate ad sets that I had done, would you activate them again and change those, or would you just duplicate the current active ad set?
No, I would not turn them back on. I would
Okay.
just copy them. I like
Okay.
anytime you turn them off, like just forget about it.
All right.
I will leave them in my campaign, like the good ones, the ones that perform well. I will keep them in my system, and then if
Yep.
I want to turn them back on, I'll duplicate that, and then turn on the duplicate, and then just kind of mirror, what was running.
Okay.
So it is such a Facebook ads are very interesting. The only thing that has really changed is the tracking, and so conversion ads. The data on the conversion ads is skewed oftentimes, but for the most part, the algorithm is basically the same.
Okay.
So, and you have your angle, audience, and your images. Like you just have those three things. You at the campaign level, I would not run campaign budget optimization unless you are at, I would say, at least $100 a day.
Yeah.
Campaign.
No, I don't do the budget optimization. I just
Okay.
set to 5, and if I want to increase that to 15, I just duplicate at the ad level.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So if you have, what you want to do is duplicate at the ad set level.
okay.
Turn off the images that are not working, and add new creative in the ad level, and then at the ad set level, if you have a campaign that's working, oftentimes, like what I'll do is change the budget. If I'm running ad sets at $10 and I want to see if I can get a better result, I will run the duplicate of that ad set at $11. Or if I'm running to men in, whatever the audience is, if I'm running to men, I will break those down. So I'll duplicate the ad set, and then I'll run like 25 to 35, 45 to 55, 55 to 65. So I'll break them down that way to see if you can really like hone in on like, okay, I'm getting the most production on like this much audience. Then I can take my tests. So say if I've got a $50 a day budget, a $50 a day budget, now I can devote all of my $50 towards the most productive cohort of that audience. And so what I always do, anytime I'm running ads for anyone else, and even like for myself, there's two ways to run ads, especially new campaigns for new people. And I just tell people up front, and I tell myself when we're getting ready to do campaigns, you can either bite the bullet early and find your most productive conversion early. So you're going to spend 3 times the amount of money in half the amount of time, or you can like just slowly kill yourself with questions for 30 days until you like find it. One way or another, you're going to spend the same amount of money, is what I tell people. So you might as well just find what works sooner. And again, that's angle, audience, and images. You might as well find those within the first like 4 days, and that's like getting your. You have to designate enough budget to get it out of the learning phase, and then what is getting you like your best conversion at whatever the favorable price is. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Jordan, I don't want to take overtake the call because the other participant. I see that you're really passionate about the topic, and I really, really appreciate all the pointers and recommendation. It's a training in and of itself.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, we will at some point. It's on the schedule, and I actually had part of it done, but like the bomb that went off, in mid-January kind of changed things for Facebook. So we have kind of collected our thoughts. Our tails were between our legs for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And now I think we've got a good wrap around exactly what's happening, so we can, bring it at some point. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
yeah, sure thing. So we got Jamie, Carlos, and Marcus. You guys have any questions, anything we can work through while we're all here?
I have a quick question, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to add a team member to my account so they can see the contacts and like send out an email or a text message to a contact?
Good question. And I think I know where you're going with this. And I would say, to directly answer your question, no, but there would be a workaround. So do you want to give them like global access to your entire account?
Yeah, I would just open it up to a couple of partners. Eventually, it would be nice to have like team roles so that I could limit what they could do. But for an immediate need, I just want them to be able to have access so that they can send stuff out on my behalf or a message out to someone.
Okay. You sound like you're on mobile. If I share my screen, will that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can. All right. So like I said, as far as a workaround, what I would do for now is I would go to your clients. So pick your client, and if you hit share credentials right here, actually that's going to share with your client. So I think the answer to your question is no. We don't have user roles. So what we can do is share the clients, like they have access to that dashboard, but it's going to be relative to the email account associated. So I think the answer to your question, as much as I want to say, yes, you can do that, I don't think you can do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think what you're trying to do is, if I created a client account, any activity that they did wouldn't show up in my account, right? It would be like their own account.
Yeah. So the accounts. So you can basically share. So any clients that you have. So like what you could do is create an account for your employee or VA or whatever. You could create a separate account for them, add them to it, add their email, share it, and then you're good to go. You could do that.
No, but would any activity they do show up in my dashboard or no?
Yeah, it would all show up on your dashboard. So maybe I'm answering the question myself. So what you could do is you could go to keep moving this dumb thing around. Add client. Add your VA here. Add email you want to give them here. Hit submit. You can do all this stuff later. And whenever you go to share that, just hit the share credential thing
Uh,
and select permissions and give them whatever you want to give them or not. And then
okay.
when you hit share credential, you're going to send it to whatever their email is. And then it's
Okay.
going to have the login email, password, and all that kind of stuff right here. And what that's going to do is it is going to give them, like, the only thing they're going to be able to see is this account. Like, they're not going to be able to see all these accounts. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
what you can do is you can go in here. So you have a default account. So it's just like what you're seeing right now. You can go into that test account and you can see how many leads or how many campaigns have sent out and what the notifications are and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Is that?
Um,
I know that's not what you were asking, but is that an okay workaround?
I think so, but excuse me. I was having problems creating a client account because every time I created a client account, it would override or delete my my SendGrid or Twilio credentials. So I kept having to reset those, or it would lock me out of my master account or the client account. So I had trouble trying to create like a client account and give them their own Twilio and SendGrid credentials so that you know they would have their own authentication and all that.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that problem?
They're going to need their own credentials. So like with you wouldn't have to add SendGrid, but if you have, like, if they have their own like Gmail or something like that, you can add their SMTP. You can add their SMTP to this account. So here's some like instructions here on how to do that. So we have, like, we kind of put this thing together because we were having this issue. So there's a video here on how to do that. So you wouldn't have to create a new SendGrid account. I don't know what exactly you want to use. If you just want to use Gmail or something like that, you can do that. Twilio, I know you can create segments of your account within Twilio. The reason why we did this this way, but I think you bring up a good point in that we should be able to add the ability to share the same Twilio and email credentials with those clients. So you bring up a good point. So there's workarounds, but you bring up a good point at the same time on both cases.
One thing, but the thing that I was having problems, I don't mind adding a different or the same account over again in the client account. But when I started creating a client account, I noticed that it would lock my master account, or it would override or delete the SendGrid account and the master account, or I wasn't able to send emails anymore from the master account. So I don't know if there's a bug there or.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I would say that's an issue that I didn't know about. So I'll make a note of that like right now. So we will fix that. That shouldn't happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And sorry about that. So we've been doing a lot of work in the client share feature. So I'm sure that as we are doing work back in that section, like there's, I don't know, it's kind of complex how the code base works with that feature. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a detail that was overlooked. So my apologies.
That's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Marcus has also seen that bug. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for letting us know. Jamie, do you have any questions? Anything I can cover specifically?
No, Jordan, I was just on here to see if I could learn something, man. But I do appreciate it.
What do you want to learn?
Well, where can I start? I've ran Facebook ads in the past, but I'm just kind of getting back into it. And I know you said that there was some big changes in January, so that's kind of how long I've been out. I don't even know what the changes were.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm gonna have to take baby steps to get back into this thing. I believe.
Okay. What niche are you running Facebook ads for? Are you running for yourself, like you have your own business, or are you running for someone else?
Yeah, I was running for myself. I'm an insurance agent.
Oh, nice. What kind of insurance?
Well, I do property and casualty mainly, but I do life as well. Mostly personal lines. So
Okay.
that's homeowners and auto insurance is really what I'm targeting.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're talking to a guy that in a past life was an insurance adjuster for like 10 years. So I understand.
Oh,
I understand your business.
awesome.
So there's a couple different things that you can do, and like I said, we'll do a training on Facebook ads here soon. Honestly, and I'll just be upfront with you guys. Like, we will probably do like a, hey, here's like an intro to Facebook ads for free, and then here's like, do you really want to make money with Facebook ads right here? That like we're gonna have to charge something for. I think for like for the first little bit, it's not going to be very much, but like it takes an insane amount of time to make this stuff, and we're like,
Yeah, keeping up with the changes is enough in itself.
yeah, it takes an insane amount of time to make videos and stuff like this, and like we're giving the software away for such a stupid price. We're basically giving it away that like we have to, like, to keep going, we got to recoup somehow. At any rate, what I would say with Facebook ads and with your industry, you should be fine to run lead ads, Facebook lead ads, because you need to talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
you got to talk to them. And what I would consider doing is running a lead ad, and if you can get your face in front of them, that is going to make you so much more money. Like as far as ROI, if you can get your face in front of your prospect, and this goes for like any business actually. Like if like you seeing my face, the only reason why I have my camera on, and for the first, I don't know how many years I was doing this, I never had my camera on. The only reason I do this is because like you can see me and you inherently trust me more seeing me talk to you than if I'm just, whatever. So if you can get your face in front of them, your conversion rate is going to be much better. What I would do.
So
Go ahead.
no, so so run the Facebook lead ad, but what are you talking about as far as like on the follow up, or as soon as their information's filled out on the form, maybe shoot off a SMS or email with like a video message? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
So with Facebook lead ads, to get them into your system, are you using Funnelbolt at all, or were you kind of planning on using this to do that?
Yeah, I'm not using it. I used it in the past. I think I did the free trial a while back, but it's probably been over a year. I think I might have been one of the first ones on the platform. This was about a year ago, maybe a year and a half.
Oh, you're one of those lurkers, huh?
I couldn't figure some of the stuff out though. Like, so
yeah. Okay.
I had to go back to pipe drive.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm joking calling you a lurker.
Yeah.
The system has improved a lot. And that's part of the issues that we had were a lot of the functionality that you see, right now we didn't have. It worked, but you had to be kind of technical to get it to work. So we have, if you go to, you can create a free, actually I don't think it's free for Facebook lead ads, a Zapier account for lead ads. You have to have like their paid subscription for it. And I think it's like $30 a month or $20. I don't know how much it is, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a couple bucks a month. And what you can do is for this trigger here, for this trigger, it is going to ask for actually, we'll just do this here. Facebook lead ads. They took it away for some reason. Okay, so here's how much Facebook changes. I was in here yesterday and this action was available. And so let me see if I can get into lead ads. So honestly, I don't know. Like, this should work. Why it's not, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. Either way, if lead ads will let you get in there, you can zap this stuff into your account. So the information that you're going to ask on the lead form is where all your production is going to be made. But at the same time, mm-hmm. the more questions you ask, the more expensive your leads are going to be. So it depends on exactly what you want. I would recommend, you know who your target is. So
yeah,
the people that have more of an asset for you to handle as their agent are going to be worth more. I would try to target them. So mm-hmm. ask the right questions in the lead form, and then you can go back into your Funnelbolt account and in the contacts, create custom fields for that contact. So, you know, it could be something like home value or something like that. Mm-hmm. I could waste time going through here, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Those custom fields you can pull into the system. If you hit refresh fields here, it'll pull all those custom fields into your system, and then you can personalize the campaigns based on like how they answer.
Okay.
So I guess what I would say is once you decide to get back into Facebook ads, number one, lead ads are going to probably give you more volume. They're not always going to be the most productive, but they're easy mm-hmm. to run. If you have the right follow-up attached to Facebook lead ads, exponentially more productive.
Yeah.
And will compete with conversion ads. If you are running if you're running conversion ads, you're going to need a landing page, which I'm assuming you probably have a website. I would not run them to your website.
Okay.
I'd run them to a landing page.
Okay. Now, I did hear this a while back, like the URL shorteners, like Bitly and all these other ones. Were they hanging people up with the URL shorteners? Well, like, were they given errors in the past?
On Facebook ads?
Yeah.
No, but my understanding was they were showing like your conversion cost on like a Bitly link was more expensive than like just a regular link. So Facebook was kind of like shadow ban would be the wrong term, but basically taxing you for having
it's not favorable for them.
Yeah, that was my understanding. I say that, and I could show you a Bitly link that I have running right now. I've been running ads for the same business, actually two businesses, literally the same ads running they've been running over a year and a half. Like, they're working, so I just keep them running. Mm-hmm. Like over like 44,000 clicks or something like that.
Oh, wow.
2 Bitly links. So, you know, it was one of those things where like I created them, and then like after the fact, Facebook was like, hey, we don't like these anymore, but mm-hmm. like they're still working. So my answer,
don't fix it.
Inconclusive, at least in my personal experience, that Bitly affects conversions. So,
Well, Bitly along with all the other shorteners, right?
my understanding, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Oh, that's probably it for right now. I'm sure I'll have a ton as soon as we get off this call, though.
All right. All right. Well, if you or anyone has any questions, ask in Boost Academy. That's probably the best way. If you have general questions on like how do I get this to work with that, Boost Academy is your answer. If you have software related questions, Intercom is the best. So just hit that support thing. Like I will answer your. I'll just show you right now. Intercom shows up on my phone. Okay, so if you ask a question about the software, Intercom is going to be your best bet. I can also assign our dev team to check things out there. And if you want one-on-one training, so if you want to learn how to like either whether it's productize your services to where you can sell to a bigger audience, or if you want to learn the best way to run Facebook ads, or the best like funnel strategy, or the best B2B outreach or B2C outreach, and you want to work with us personally on that, it would be myself, Angel, and Zach. We have a link. Just book a time on our calendar, and we would love to help. So like whatever niche you are in, that's one thing with my background, Zach's background, and Angel's background, and the niches that we have worked for as a whole, we can offer a lot of value, and we've done a lot of things. We've worked with a lot of people, so we would love to help anyone that has any issues or a desire to be helped. So that'd be one-on-one. We can do that. So if that is it for the questions, we will see you on the next one, I guess. Anyone have any questions before I end this?
Yeah. Hey, Jordan, real quick. Y'all have an affiliate program?
We do, yeah. So if you go right here and sign up to become an affiliate partner, you can sign up real easy. And how to get people into the system is going to be pretty simple with these campaigns. I'm going to move this again. If you just hit share, so you can share a campaign. So if you have a campaign that's working and you want to share it, this is going to create a link. And when you send this link to someone that doesn't have a Funnelbolt account, it'll prompt them to create a Funnelbolt account, and then you are going to be tied to the affiliate commission on that. So that's one. So the campaign's one, and the landing page builder. If you have a funnel that's working or a landing page that's working, or you want to share it with somebody, same exact thing. Just go right here, create this, and this code is what ties back to your affiliate account.
Okay.
And those referrers, anyone that comes into the system and becomes, a user, you would get the commission on that.
Cool.
Yeah, sure thing.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Okay.
If you have any questions, I'm gonna get going. It takes me like an hour and a half to like process this video and publish it. So, besides that, appreciate your time. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, ask in Boost Academy, Intercom. If you want to work with us, we'll have a link up. I think there's a link in the training portal actually to where you can book a call. We'll see what you want, and if it's a good fit, great. If it's not a good fit, nothing hurt. So we'd love to help if we can. So, all right, guys, appreciate your time.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep, thanks.